Chad on the Chew today. We're going to be talking about the do's and the don'ts. This is a trap that a lot of new Christians fall into. They start focusing so much on the things that they shouldn't be doing or don't be doing that they are not doing the things that God's asking to do. The devil will actually get you trapped into worrying so much about don't do this, don't do that, and then you become a don't doer instead of a doer. If we would focus so much more of our time and our effort on what are the things that God's asking me to do and focusing on doing those things instead of focusing on other people and what we think they shouldn't be doing, or ourselves on what we shouldn't be doing. To be more specific on this, there's a lot of people who spend a lot of their time thinking they're getting closer to God or holier, we'll say, by outward things. And what I've found in my walk, I've tried that path before. You know, you get around an influence that says you can't do this or you can't do that, or you got to have a specific style, a specific clothing that you've got to wear. And you start working on the outward man. And meanwhile, that inward man's suffering. Because for one thing, the Bible doesn't really specify how you should be dressing as far as the styles. Styles change over time. The majority of the styles that you see today that people wear, that they'll be looking at the outside as being something holy, didn't even exist at the time of the Bible. So it changes over time. And when men start adding things to the Bible, they start creating their own way of what they say is holy. You start corrupting the church, because then it becomes this contest of who can be holier by the way you look on the outside. I'm made holy by the blood of Christ. And that inward man is what we need to focus on. That's the part that God's looking at. That's the part that God cares about. There's one scripture that comes to mind, and it is in Matthew chapter 15 and verse 8. It says, "These people honor me with their lips, but their hearts are far from me. Their worship is a farce, for they teach man-made ideas as commandments from God." Then Jesus called the crowd to come and hear. "Listen," he said, "and try to understand. It's not what goes into your mouth that defiles you. You're defiled by the words that come out of your mouth." So just as that is speaking there of being defiled by the things that come out of you, but not the things that goes on you, it's the same way with your dress, with your styles. If you're focusing on the outside of you, you're focusing on the wrong thing. Now, that's not to say that we shouldn't be modest in our dress, but what we've been taught to wear is totally different than what someone's been taught in China or someone's been taught in some African nation. They don't have the clothing we wear. So to look at and judge someone by the outside, we're judging by the wrong thing. We need to look at the character of that person, and we need to see Christ living through them from the inside out, not the outside in. Chew on that a little while. Chad on the Chew.